Imagine standing at the height of an empire. The cities are vast, the roads stretch endlessly, the banners fly proudly above stone walls, and from the inside, everything feels permanent. People believe the empire will last forever, because it always has. Children grow up knowing only its laws, its symbols, its power. History often teaches us about the rise of civilizations. We learn how empires are built, how armies conquer lands, how rulers expand borders and leave their mark on the world. But far less often do we stop to ask a quieter question. Why do they fall? Not suddenly. Not overnight. But slowly, quietly, almost invisibly. Throughout history, some of the strongest empires the world has ever known did not collapse because of one dramatic moment. There was no single enemy, no single mistake, no single disaster that ended everything. Instead, they faded. Cracks formed beneath the surface while life continued as normal above them. Markets still opened. Festivals were still celebrated. Leaders still gave speeches promising stability. And yet, beneath it all, something was already breaking. In tonight's story, we are not focusing on one specific empire, but on a pattern that repeats across centuries and continents. From ancient Rome to forgotten civilizations buried beneath sand and jungle, the same warning signs appear again and again. This is not a story about failure. It is a story about fragility. Because empires are not destroyed only by enemies at the gates. They are often undone by what they ignore within their own walls. Before we begin, if you enjoy calm storytelling, thoughtful history, and stories designed to help you slow down and relax, do not forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications. Your support helps keep these quiet stories alive. Now, let us step back in time, and listen carefully to how even the mightiest empires begin to fall long before anyone notices. Every empire begins with momentum. At first, expansion feels like progress. New lands bring new resources, new people, new opportunities. Borders grow, influence spreads, and success feeds confidence. But eventually, growth becomes weight. As territories stretch farther from the center, control weakens. Communication slows. Local leaders gain power. Armies are forced to defend distant borders while the heart of the empire grows complacent. What once felt like strength quietly becomes strain. Inside the empire, economic imbalance begins to grow. Wealth concentrates at the top while ordinary citizens struggle to keep up. Taxes rise, not to improve life, but to sustain the machinery of power. Over time, people stop believing that the system exists for them. Corruption does not appear overnight. It settles in slowly. Small exceptions become habits. Habits become expectations. And eventually, trust disappears. While attention remains focused outward, internal conflicts begin to drain the empire's strength. Rival factions compete for power. Leaders spend more energy fighting each other than solving real problems. Decisions are delayed. Reforms are avoided. Stability becomes an illusion maintained by tradition rather than action. Then comes the environment. Climate shifts, droughts, floods, and resource shortages place pressure on systems that were never designed to adapt quickly. Food becomes scarce. Trade routes weaken. Migration increases tension between regions. Empires that once thrived under stable conditions struggle to respond. At the same time, many societies resist change. Traditions are defended even when they no longer work. Old laws remain in place because they are familiar, not because they are effective. Innovation is viewed as a threat rather than a solution. And slowly, the most dangerous moment arrives. The people stop believing. Not in religion. Not in culture. But in the idea that the empire represents them. When citizens no longer feel connected to the system, they stop protecting it. Armies lose motivation. Communities fracture. Loyalty becomes conditional. The empire still exists on maps, but not in hearts. By the time external pressure finally arrives, the empire is already hollow. The fall, when it comes, seems sudden only to those who were not watching closely. The most unsettling truth about fallen empires is not how they ended, but how familiar their final days often feel. Life continued. People adapted. Many never realized they were living through the end of an era. History, after all, only becomes clear in hindsight. These civilizations were not weak. They were complex, advanced, and deeply human. They collapsed not because they failed entirely, but because they failed to listen to their people, to their environment, and to the quiet warnings that surrounded them. And that is why these stories still matter. They are not just lessons about the past. They are mirrors. Empires remind us that nothing built by humans is permanent. Power fades. Systems change. And survival depends not on strength alone, but on awareness, balance, and the willingness to adapt. As you prepare to rest tonight, let this story be a gentle reminder. Progress is fragile. Stability is earned daily. And history is never as distant as it seems. Thank you for spending this quiet moment with me. If this story helped you relax or reflect, do not forget to like and subscribe. More calm stories are always waiting for you here. Now, close your eyes. Let the noise of the day fade away. And may your thoughts drift gently into sleep. Good night, and sleep well.